What's up, patrons? I'm Joseph Finchum, you're you, and we're working on this Tree of Life today and hanging out and chatting. Since this is going to be mostly a whole lot of repetitive work, finishing the flowers and all the leaves. I hope that's what we're going to get done today. Um, yeah, it's gonna take some time, and hopefully we'll have a lot more chatting going on. So let's get into it. I hope this is as visible as it was last time. Got a little dust on there already. And hi, Gypsy, Ashley, and hi, Tara. Thank you for joining me. We're going to go in here and we're going to try and decide which flowers to do where. Um, because we don't want the way I ended it the last time, and I jumped over here to show you what the leaves were going to look like. I kind of forgot where I was going with the flowers and which ones have to look like what, but you know, we'll work on them. I want to try and get a little bit more variation in some of the flowers. So we can do all kinds of different little things, more petals, different shaped petals, stuff like that. So I'm going to start right here and give this one 8 petals. At least I'm going to try for 8. That seemed the easiest way to do it. Give it its outline. And I hope you can all see this. I tried to darken it a little bit more. So, hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining. Your computer got dumb? Uh-oh. I can't read that. My my she who will not be named lit up because I said the C word. That's my activation word. Um okay, let's put another 8 over here. No problem, Ashley. That's cool. I'll try and keep my eye out for your stuff since I might not be tagged. And I don't want to say I'm getting ahead of myself, but I already have all of my inking supplies ready to go in case I get to the end. But the only problem is I couldn't find my ink. I was absolutely positive I knew exactly where it was, and it's not there. It ain't there. So I don't know what to do about that. For some reason, the only ink I could find was this old bottle of Koh Nor. Is that how you say that? Koh Nor? And it's transparent violet, so I doubt I'm going to be able to use that to cover up pencil lines. But I did order some new India ink, and that should be here in a couple of days. So if we don't get to the inking today, we'll do it next time, and then we're going to color this in a normal Monday stream. So that ought to be fun. High winds, huh? The gremlins took it. Yeah. They're always getting into something. Okay, so there's a 3 there, a 5, a 5, a 6. So let's make this one a 4. A little off on my outline there. And I can give, when I'm inking it, I can give some of these more details. Like if you, I don't know if you can see. Let me full screen it for a second. Nah, that might help. But like some of these, you'll see there's like little details in the petals, and some of them are blank. Well, I can add the details in with the inking, hopefully. So we'll just have to see how everything goes. Trying to figure out what flowers to put where without making them too, look too patternized, I guess is what I'm looking for. So I'll put a 3 here. Wow, it's warm where you are, Dylan. I forget where you are, though. You Connecticut? No. Yes. No. I don't remember. Decisions, decisions. I'm gonna try. Since I haven't done one like this yet. That may cross over in one spot eventually. Do more like that. Let's put one of those. Go with this one. Petal. 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 With a pointy petal. That one looks a little sloppy. It's been a day, but huzzah, Tree of Life. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow, but very cold on Sunday. Okay, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. I'll put another 8 one here. Go for another 6-pointed 3 here with some different shape. Little ovally flowers. You know what? I'm gonna leave it like that. But give it bigger petals so it's like big, small, big, small, big, small. And I'll make this one crossover. I know the feeling. There are definitely days you just want to stay in bed. Yes. But that's good. It might break its trust. You're a clever one, Ashley. I like that. You need some more shapes. How many do I have left? 1, 2. 16 more flowers to draw, I think. And because I have to do every single one that I placed because I really didn't leave it light enough to erase. I've been pressing hard enough so that you guys can see everything. And that's, wreaking havoc on being able to change stuff, but it's okay. I do have one like that, so I can do more like that, hopefully. Trying not to make them too big. And my point is getting weaker and weaker, so. Or duller and duller, I should say. You know, I'm definitely going to sharpen. Getting a little too thick in the line weight. That one's very big. And I'm going to make a couple of those because I only have two of those kind of flowers so far, so might as well throw some more in. And I don't care if each petal is exact. They can be slightly rounded, they can be slightly pointed, doesn't matter to me. Just makes them all a little bit more different, which is good. Absolutely. Absolutely, you do. I couldn't agree more. I think we've all done that at least once. Right. I'm going to try and do that same flower, but those ones are coming out very big. So I'm going to try and get it a little smaller this time. Which, of course, will make the outlining harder. Oh, mess that up. Fix it in the inking. Yeah, I don't think that works for most people. I've tried signs like "Leave me alone, go away." Man, they don't work. Good question, Gypsy. I don't know. I'm still debating whether or not um all the flowers like will be similar. Like so, like every flower with three petals will be one color, and four petals will be another color, or if they're all going to be different, or they're all going to be similar. I'll probably play around with it in Photoshop before I commit to anything. All the leaves are going to be mostly green, maybe with a little highlight or a little gradient, but not much because it's tiny. And the tree is probably going to be like a grayish brown or a brownish gray, more gray than brown. I'm guessing. um, I had another one. Oh, okay. Um, how did I do? What direction? That way. Okay. That went the wrong way. Yeah, it did. See if we can fix that a little bit. We're getting closer. Try a different shape on this one. I think I already have one like this somewhere, but I could be wrong. No, I don't see it, so that's pretty good. We'll do a couple of those. Do this one like that, kind of heart shaped. Yeah, overlap here. No, I get it, D-Lynn. No need to say you're sorry. You know, they take care of us, and then we take care of them. That's the way it goes, right? At least that's the way it should go. I'm running out of ways of drawing simple little flowers without putting the same thing next to the same thing. I'm actually going to look at my own reference picture here for a second. Not that one, but the other one. Did I do anything really different in there? No. Oh, that might be interesting. Well, yeah, I could do that. Okay. The same thing I was doing, but with some long ones in them. Just to make it slightly different from the other ones. Oh, you guys are just like me. I do that too. Constantly fighting to sleep. Ever since I was little. Drove my parents crazy. Where did I just draw that? There it is. Four left. I'm gonna get lazy and just do a bunch of them real quick like. And I don't really mean I'm gonna get lazy. I'm still trying to do it neatly. But these are all, there's a lot of flowers here. I think there's one more. Let's do another one of these. Like a pinwheel. You know those ones that you put in your front yard and they spin. Yeah, those things. Okay, I think that's all of the flowers. Now it's a couple thousand leaves. Also, still undecided, Lynn. I'm not sure what I'm going to color it with yet. It all depends on how the inking goes and how it looks. So you overlap. Yes. Okay. And there are places where I need to fill in some leaves from last time. I do want some gaps, but not a lot. Mostly because I know that they're going to get harder and harder to decipher what's what after the inking. All these lines are going to start blending all together. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm trying not to make them all the same shape. I definitely want some variation in these. That goes in front, so I'm making sound effects, sorry. Does that work? The pinwheels keep rabbits away? I wonder if it works on squirrels. Squirrels are smart. I don't know. The squirrels like to eat my strawberries. And I like strawberries, so I don't like the squirrels eating my strawberries. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but last year I tried to grow some of those, what do they call, what the white Carolina pine berries, the white strawberries with the red seeds, the like inverse image strawberries, and I got nothing. The plants grew great, but I got no fruit at all. So I gotta figure out what's going wrong. Not enough nutrients, too much nutrients, I don't know. Not enough sun, too much sun, because strawberries like full sun, so I put them with my strawberries, but nothing happened. You're gonna kill me today, Gypsy. That's what I'm hoping on. I'm hoping it was one of those just like, you plant them and they just don't have enough oomph to fruit because my blueberries did that and sometimes strawberries do that. Do that. Never mind. I think I just turned into Butthead for a second. Mm. Ashley, I'm terrible at indoor plants, but things that go outside, no problems. Things you plant and forget, those are the things I'm good with. As you can probably tell, I'm jumping around all over the place. I want to make sure, all the flowers have some of their own leaves and that nothing ends up just pasted in the background. And so that none of the flowers end up, I don't know, like framed out without having leaves on it. But we're definitely getting there. The hard part is deciding where to overlap and where not to overlap. It may be, D-Lynn. Don't say anything you don't want out there. I mean, that's a general rule for the internet always. Everything could get out. So don't say anything you don't want out. Yeah, that's what happens to me too. Eventually you forget about it. And then one day you walk into the room and they look like a tumbleweed. I tried to put some plants in here. I have two shelves up in the corners, and they both have a planter on them with dirt in them and no plants because there just isn't enough light in here when I'm not in here, and the curtains are always closed because lighting. Right now they're actually open a little bit, but yeah, every plant I've ever brought in here I've killed. To remind you of what I'm capable of. That's good. I gotta remember that one. You're full of the jokes today. Mind you, I don't mind. I'm all for the jokes. It's my number one coping mechanism is jokes. Doodling. This. Uh, this was my original, just sitting around doodling. And I don't doodle much. Like, I don't sketch. Like, you can tell by this. Like, there's no sketchy lines in this. For some reason, I can't just sketch. It's not in my nature or something. I don't know. I buy sketchbooks and I never use them. People give me sketchbooks and I never use them. You know what I mean. Yes, I am absolutely a dirt farmer. I am growing dirt. And I'm growing dirt and I am a dirt farmer simply because I don't want to reach up there and grab it. That's it. I'm just too lazy to grab the pot and bring it outside. Hi, Angela. I'm sorry to hear about your computer, especially since it's winning. Yeah, I meant to send it to you after your stream yesterday. The link, and I completely forgot because, well, because you went long. And I just got too interested in what you were doing. Yep, they have a tendency to do that. My gremlins are always within OBS. OBS, no matter what I've done, I've tried every fix I can find, but certain things I have to reset every single time I start OBS, and it drives me nuts. It doesn't save any of the settings. There's a lot of flowers here, all right next to each other, which is going to make things a little hard to get the leaves in there. I clearly was not thinking when I put those flower shapes in there. That was backwards. That's okay. trying to balance it out a little bit. Hmm. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Ashley, uh, did you try moving one of your cameras to a different USB slot? I don't know because I don't know if you saw what I said in during your live stream. That like flickery thing you had. That's usually the only reason I've ever seen for that happening is overloading the the USB bus. So you, if it happens again, definitely try moving one of your cameras to a different USB, not just a slot, but a different area of the computer or whatever. That usually does help. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Just try a new computer. Yeah. Of course, their answer would be like, "Yeah, just stop being a caveman. You use a new computer." OBS is the program that allows you to set up your stream. It stands for Open Broadcasting System, I believe, or Open Broadcast Service, I believe, something like that. Not super complicated, but not super easy either. Definitely has a learning curve, just like every program I've ever used in my life. Yes, yes. And then you can send it all to your stream, yes. It compacts and compresses everything. This is true. Well, we're definitely filling in slowly. Slowly but surely. Hmm. Yeah. Ashley, to be honest, I've never had a hub that could actually handle it. I don't know if they're all just cheaply made, but every hub I've ever tried to use has ended up in the trash. I prefer to just put more USB slots into the computer itself, which is annoying because the computer comes with like 10, and that should be plenty, but it's not. Starting to think I should have picked a less repetitive thing to do. It's not terrible, but not exactly fun either. Just feels like work. Art should never feel like work. Somebody's out there yelling already. Every time I come in here, someone's got to start yelling. I'll be right back. I gotta let a cat out or in or something. Okay, that was weird. There's definitely a bit of a delay because I just got back and on the screen I still had not left yet. That's a little bit more delay than usual. I do, Gypsy, but I have no one to play it with except one friend who lives near me. I mean, I could do online stuff, but that's generally it gets annoying online. It's much D&D is better in person, in my opinion. But yeah, it's tough to find people to play with, and I haven't played in probably a decade or two. I don't even know. It's been a long time though. A long, long time. I have watched Critical Role. I'm not a subscriber and I don't watch it a lot, but I have seen it. Yes. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I should have put that question up if I didn't. Um, if it's the one I'm thinking of, is that the one with what the heck's his name? Is it Matt Mercer? Is that the guy who's the DM? I like that guy. He's a good DM. Good DMs are hard to come by. I did not. I will have to check that out. And Matt Mercer, yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, yes, I am sure. Jared being a writer, I am sure he's a great DM. That makes a lot of sense. Apparently, losing my ability to speak and draw leaves at the same time. Gypsy, have you ever watched Nerd Poker? That's that. That's more my kind of online people playing D&D, but since they put it basically strictly behind a paywall, I've stopped watching it. But that the way they played D&D is the way me and my friends played D&D. So I'm looking for places where it looks unbalanced and just adding more leaves to those areas. Those go under, this goes under, so this leaf has to go under. All the I don't know if you mean the flowers or the leaves, because the flowers are all done. But I'm trying to get as far along as I can. I thought maybe I'd be able to get all of the leaves done before this was over, but it's not looking like it. But I am going as fast as I can. Without ignoring the chat and without being sloppy about it. Oh, hopefully this is looking the way I want it to. I haven't done like a step back in a while to get an overall view. Mm. I somehow missed that, but let me just say I'm not even sure what that is. The I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar to me at all, so I don't know if that even existed the last time I played. I don't know you know, what version you're playing. Are you playing the newer versions or the older versions? Because like my books are from the 70s or 80s, whenever it was that it came out. Like I have a couple of first printing, like Dungeon Master guides and stuff like that. All my stuff is very old. Ah, Matt Mercer create. Well, that makes sense then. Like I said, he knows what he's doing. And I don't know if they even still do them anymore, but what was it? The PAX convention? Penny Arcade used to do like a campaign that they would do, and sometimes like Will Wheaton was on it, or uh, what's his name? Ralphus, I think that's his name. Uh, the writer. Like they would do some online stuff, and they were pretty funny. But my problem with watching online D&D is that if they spend too much time taking it too seriously, I lose interest. Like I said, you know, I prefer the humorous side of things. And I didn't see if you said if you watched let me go back. If you said you watched any of Nerd Poker, which is a bunch of comedians playing D&D. Um, but they had one of my favorite things of all time where they would every time they did it by seasons, and each season was a new campaign, and every time they started a new season they would start with the DM like talking just to the camera and everybody else outside of the room, and he would lay out his like grand scheme of things, and then they would come in and they would start playing. And so the DM is talking about how they're going to start off in a tavern, and the only person in the tavern who knows what they're going to have to do is the bars maid, and she has all the info and everything that needs to be done. And then he invites everybody in, and the comedian Brian Posehn, they're like, "Okay, you're the first to make an action. What do you do?" And he's like, "I killed the bars maid." And the guy's just like, "Oh, my whole plan is ruined." That's the kind of thing that makes me laugh. Because I've tried to set up campaigns, and it's not easy sometimes, especially if the people you're playing with can be difficult. And I've played with some people who can be very difficult. Not like the way that one came out. I'm trying to fill in empty space without getting it to be too much of a pattern. that makes sense to anybody. Bye, Lynn. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I hope you had some fun. And if you're not there, I'll see you next time. Nah, good, good, yes. Now, is that because you know the plan, or you just accidentally do? You know, you accidentally do something that just makes him have to completely rethink stuff. Because that's why it's hard to find a good DM, because some people just can't shift on the fly to do so, to come up with something else. And don't get me wrong, I'm in no way saying that I'm a good DM. I am not a good DM. When I make a story, I like it to go the way it's supposed to. And if that doesn't happen, I'm in trouble. It's these little things that I'm doing right there where I'm kind of like faking a leaf in the background. Those are the things that are going to mess me up, like the with the wizard's hat. Uh, Angela will understand this. The wizard's hat with the viney stuff and forgetting which loops over what. That's all going to happen when I try and ink this. I'm going to be like, is this under or over or in the background or I don't know. Nat 20. Um, yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know if I'd have to relink it because most of the stuff I made for it is now on a hard drive that no longer works. But on my other channel, the Dead Jester Games channel, which I barely use, there are a couple of things on there that I did in the Cinema 4D program that are like crits and uh, like critical fails, critical hits, animations where it'll say the letters crit and like a bunch of arrows will come in and it bleeds out and falls over, or one has a big axe and it like rips it in half and it kind of looks fleshy inside the lettering. Like I made a whole bunch of stuff because me and my friend we're gonna try and do like a critical role thing, and then about 40 different D&D online things popped up, and we were like, well, let's not do it. But at one point there was a plan to do it. And that was my contribution to it, was doing some animated things that we could play on the screen when somebody rolled a nat 20 or a 1. But I bet he's good at the improving everything. That's all that matters. As long as he's good at that, then the game continues as intended. And you don't have to lose everything. You can bring, you know, you can nudge your way back to where you were going if you're good. I've seen people do that. What does this say? I canceled Streamlabs OBS yesterday, was the last one. It's gone today, so I was trying to get the OBS set as my backup. I think I'm going to try Ecamm on there, 2-week trial, and see if that is easier to use with my Mac. Okay. I've never used the Ecamm, so I don't know. Wow. My hand's cramping up a little bit. This is extremely, extremely repetitive work. And because I'm slowly becoming an old man, uh, I woke up this morning and all right in here just hurt. Like I broke my thumb overnight. Getting old is fun, isn't it, kids? I'm also kind of losing in some places. I'm losing where my branches are, so that's not good. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of trouble and a lot of work, Clark. I don't know if I could handle all that work. I'm kidding. I would do the work if it was necessary. My mom used to say that exact same phrase. That's been around a long time now. Me too. I could definitely do a much better job this time around. I mean, it would be hard not to if, hindsight being 2020. And oh boy, how much more stuff I could get away with. Yeah, I've not heard anybody say anything good about OBS on Mac, Angela. So I can see why that's a little bit of a problem for you. And I shouldn't have put that one there. Oh, this is gonna be a mess when I try and ink this and can't remember where any of these leaves go, where any of the branches are. It's kind of starting to feel like I'm drawing a Where's Waldo, book cover or something. Like everything wants to be hidden. Yep, that didn't work. I made an ugly leaf. Well, of course you take your knowledge back with you. Otherwise, who would? Why would you want to? There'd be no reason to go back if you didn't have your knowledge. I don't want to just be young again. I want to be young and smarter than I was the first time. But then again, this is me, so I probably make all the same mistakes. Almost went out of line there. So how's it looking? Trying to remember to stay on camera. You too? Every night after dinner, I take like an hour nap. I cannot help it. I never used to. I always had the super metabolism when I was a kid, and lately, that's finally gone away. But yeah, every day after dinner. Yep. Did I miss something? I see Tara mentioning Toys R Us, but I don't see any other I didn't see any other mention of Toys R Us. Toys R Us is a toy shop, yes, but I don't know what the question was about, so or if that was an answer to a question or if that was a question, I don't know. New camera and the lighting fine tuned, yeah. It's yeah, I don't know if I've told like there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There's seven lights in here, and I still struggle to get it to not look overexposed. They're like or underexposed on my end, I should say. Like my contrast always seems like it's too dark, and when I try and adjust the contrast, everything that's black becomes like this blue color, and so why do live stream cameras suck? And I'm using the one that's on me here is like a piece of garbage I got from like the back of a magazine. Like send us $3 and we'll send you a camera. And more, it's generally easier to correct the things that are going wrong in color and stuff on this one than it is the, you know, Logitech one, and it drives me nuts. But we're getting close to being done, so I mean, the stream's getting close to being over. It's almost 5 o'clock. So, speaking of going into a food coma, I mean, you know, dinner's got to be made at the right times. So, um, let me see. Yep. Yeah, different angles, different kinds of reflections. Yeah, when you're shooting this way, things tend to be easier. This shot straight down, not always so much. Thanks, Ashley. I'm glad. It's definitely been laborious, and my hand is killing me. I'm gonna take some Tylenol, have some dinner, and probably go take a nap. That's good advice. They're only mistakes if you call them that. It's only illegal if you get caught. I get where you're coming from. Ah, okay. Now I get it. I miss Toys R Us and other stores because there's no playing with toys now before you get them. You know, you can't try nothing out, and I don't like that. When I was a kid, we used to always go to Toys R Us and just mess around with stuff, and we'd eventually leave there with something. And now when I say a kid, I mean 26. Toys are fun. They always have been. I know I shouldn't be doing more, but I saw something I didn't like the way it looked. Anyway, so thank you for being here and being my patrons. It means a lot to me that you guys are, willing to support and encourage me, and I thank you all for doing it. Uh, Thank you to Clark for being here and modding, even though she probably doesn't have to. Since this is an unlisted video, I don't, the stupid Vork trolls can't get in. So, yeah. Thank you so much. I hope I got enough of this done. Um, I don't know if you guys are even interested in watching me ink it. I will finish the last little bit of penciling the leaves in before next time. Um, Let me know in the comments or whatever if you want to see me ink it with actual inking tools and pens and nibs and not just markers um, as soon as my ink gets here. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. I was supposed to have the challenge video up today, but I'm running late on that. Um, they decided to redo a driveway next door yesterday and tear it up, so I could not record the intro and outro for that video, so that'll still be coming. Wait here, you see the setup. Yeah. Yeah. How? How? It doesn't make any sense. Where can I get this camera that can handle 10 suns? Yes, yes. Okay, yes. So the next Patreon only stream, which will be 2 weeks, unless I push it up. I could always push it up to next Friday, but I'm trying to keep this going with the colored pencil drawing. You know, this guy. um, so that I can space things out and I'm not double dipping, so to speak. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for being here. I'm gonna get going because it's past 5 o'clock and running late. Gotta go make dinner. So, thank you all for being here again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.